It's like Viet people love karaoke, but do you see them opening up a karaoke stop? No, right?
Imagine,
No.
that's all they have. Like, just a wall full of mics and shit. Like, which model microphone do you want, bro?
What do they drink? Hennessy?
Yeah, bro. Anything dark,
Mike's and
bro.
Hennessy.
Yeah, like they just got like Remy Martins and shit. It's like, buy a Remy free mic on your way out.
Welcome to The Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie. I'm here with my co-host, Ben.
There you go. Drum roll, please. What's up, dude? Thank you for that.
This pause, like I said on the past episode, is going to get longer and longer
Dramatic pause.
the more I do this.
Love it.
So get ready. If you guys don't know his name, you'll eventually have to just fill that in yourself.
And you're a shitty listener. I'm going to share it first. New timers, welcome.
How are you doing, Ben? How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I have a note here that says you want to talk about the fact that you lost weight.
Oh, I gained some back, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because this topic, this episode, these show notes are about 3 weeks old. So
Yeah.
you wrote down chit chat, 10 pounds, update 5 pounds. What does this mean?
It means I'm just down to 5. Not 10. Just think of the stock market, you know?
Oh, you mean when you first wrote these show
It
notes?
was 10 pounds.
It was 10 pounds.
That was the peak. That was the high.
Now you're down to 5 pounds.
Now it's back up to, or down, up, down, 5
Are you trying to get
pounds.
your summer body together? Is that part of it?
Yeah, definitely, dude. Got it, bro.
Why can't we just keep a year-round body?
Technically, it is for the year-round body, but we're wearing a lot less during the summer.
So you can't hide as much?
So, you know what I'm saying? I got to lose weight, and I got to fit in my suit. I'm a little worried about that.
Your suit?
I'm going to be going to a wedding. It's in Paris.
You're getting married?
Shit. Guys, I guess today's episode, yeah.
Big
Lingjie.
news.
Big news. I'm too fat for my wedding.
You going down to Puerto Rico for a wedding? Where are you going?
France.
Fred.
You're home.
Oh, I was trying to think of something in French, but I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, you're squinting.
Squinting, trying to think of French thing. Croissant.
Croissant. Yes. Oh, I can't have croissants. I'm too fat for that. Too much butter and carbs.
Oh,
they're delicious.
The pastries in France and the breads and the smell of that.
Oh, you're
And
right.
coffee just resonates throughout all the streets. So get ready to lose the weight here, go over there, and then gain the weight right back.
I'm gonna rip my suit.
Oh, they're getting married in Paris.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Shout out to Rafa. He's actually Parisian.
Parisian?
That sounds Asian. But he is Parisian.
Close enough.
And yo, dude, this is the biggest flex. He's like, oh yeah, Ben. So we are going to get married in a castle. I'm like, what? Did you say a castle? He's like, yeah, my brother, he have castle. I'm like, your brother owns a castle? He's like, yeah, no big, no biggie.
This is not one of those Walmart like kids background castles, right?
Oh man, the bouncy stuff.
The bouncy house.
He showed it to me. It's on Google Maps. I'm like, yo, I was like, I gotta double check. Maybe I heard it wrong, but I think he owns a fucking castle. I'm like, do French people just own castles?
Maybe their definition of a house is a castle. Like the house is so old.
Yeah.
It's just a castle. Some point in its life, it used to be a castle.
It's like, Ben, it has Wi-Fi.
It has a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was like, do you have a moat and all this shit? But he wants to get married in the castle.
Oh, that's actually very, very cool. It's a small wedding, I guess, right? When you do these international weddings. Oh, you know what? If he's from Paris,
it's his home technically.
his family is probably there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have a big family wedding. Maybe not as many friends.
Oh, like it's more intimate and stuff.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
it's more like just the immediate family if he's doing.
What do you call those wedding travel destinations?
Destination weddings?
Destination. Thank you. Travel.
Nice.
Shit.
Is the wife from America then?
No, she's good segue. She's actually of our kind. She is a Filipino.
She's a Filipino. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say of our kind, so I was expecting a Chinese or a Korean woman.
Sorry, she's the darker kind. Dark
She's the
variety.
darker kind.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I have one thing that I want to talk about. We previously talked about how actually now did we talk about this?
Well, say it.
We talked about how we're canceling the podcast.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes, we are. Oh, dude, yeah. I'm getting married. I'm gonna move to France.
You're gonna move to France, and we're canceling the podcast.
And we have to cancel the podcast, guys.
And I'm getting a divorce. Kidding. I'm just kidding. Guys, kidding. We're not canceling the podcast.
None of that is real.
And thank you to you guys that reached out during that 1 week that we didn't have an episode. Everything was okay.
Yeah, people were actually worried.
Lots of people, because usually I will always post something on the feed, and I didn't.
You know what it is, too? Because lately you've been doing more like solo stuff. People were like, are you guys breaking up? I was like, no.
I've been doing solo stuff? Oh, like the interviews.
The interviews. So I was like, no. Don't worry. Lingjie asked me They're like, oh, okay, thank God. Blah, blah. I was like, no, that was very last minute.
Yeah, I asked Ben if he wanted to be replaced.
Yeah.
He said no.
With a fucking hot Blasian. That's a fucking model. What's it? I feel like the old Terminator replaced with the liquid one that like runs fast and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm the T83, whatever you call that shit. And he's like the new model that just fucking runs.
T1000?
Yeah. But he's just fucking sexy, you know?
Yes, we're not canceling that thing. I know some people have been messaging me on Instagram, you know, with little concerns, just checking in. We're not canceling. It's actually the complete opposite. We're creating a brand new podcast, Best Asian Podcast.
Yo, people keep joking about that shit. They're like, hey, what if I made a podcast? And they're like, what if we called it the Best Asian? I was like, ho, ho, ho.
Worst Puerto Rican podcast.
The worst Puerto Rican.
What? They just do whatever they want.
I don't know. It's just, I'm literally picking every like ethnicity, and I was like, the worst Jewish podcast.
If we ever do just a general podcast that's not themed, we should just call it The Worst Podcast. Do you think that's taken?
Yo, I think we started that for sure. Like, there's definitely
we should just take that handle.
We should just do it for every like ethnicity and then sell for like $10,000. You're thinking about it. You're like, that's not a bad idea, Ben.
Okay, we're actually gonna. We talked about this. We don't know if it's possible. I realized this that day when I went to record with Mike.
Yeah.
It was a 9:00 p.m. recording.
It was a late one. Yeah.
So I put my son to bed, said goodnight to my wife and everything. We had dinner, so it was a regular day for me. Usually after 9 p.m., I would sit there with my wife and watch some TV, so I am losing that. But my day wasn't really disrupted when I went out to record with Mike. I felt like I wasn't really losing as much of those hours. And then she was saying to me something about like, why don't you just record at night? But we can't really record at night because we record in my house and my son is asleep.
Right.
And my wife would be sitting right there right now if this was 9 p.m. and staring at us.
And she hates my gut.
And she would be.
You just see it like throwing at my head.
She's trying to watch her K-drama and we're just here screaming. In the same room. In the exact...
She's like, shut the fuck up. Fuck you guys.
So we can't do that. I was thinking schedule-wise, right? Take away the fact that we have nowhere to record. I was like, schedule-wise, that actually would be easier because I wouldn't lose my day. Because honestly, I lose my day because this is my precious time when my son is at school. And this will be me time when I can do things for myself.
Lingjie time.
Which I'm losing. Technically, nighttime is unlimited. If we start at 9...
It's like you're planned to meet up.
We could technically record 3 episodes if we're really in the mood.
And you know, so I'll let you finish anyway.
Because we could just push it into the later and later, and I'm not disrupting my life that much. Right?
Yeah.
And technically, Ben is a night owl anyways.
Yes, dude, please. I'm getting excited you just talking about this.
So we're talking about, Ben in the past has said, like, you can use my mom's salon. There's like an extra room.
Yes.
And then I remember when I was chatting with my wife that morning, she's like, why don't you just record at night? I was like, we have nowhere to record at night.
Yes.
And I don't want to pay for a studio, even though it's a nice studio. Yes. That time that I did the thing with Mike, it was a night studio. That's like it's 30 per hour, 50 for 2 hours. 2 hours. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but with the amount that we record, it adds up.
Yeah.
It adds
especially
up to
if that's what you have to rely on.
Yeah.
It
adds up to a lot. So then I remember you said something about maybe you could use your mom's extra room in the salon. So we're talking about that, and I'm talking about it on air to what's the thing when they put it out into the world to make it real? Like, you know, don't say something sexual.
Okay. I was gonna say just brainstorming.
No, that's when you think of ideas.
When you
guys, you know what I'm trying to say? Make it reality, put it into the world.
Vision board.
It's kind of like a vision board. Good enough.
Oh, affirmation.
No, that's a little bit different.
Fuck. Affirmative action.
that's completely different. So I'm saying this out there so that we can keep trying to see if this is actually possible.
Yes.
Ben's next job is to go into that room, take a little bit of measurement, take some pictures for me because
it
could technically be like a 3 foot by 3 foot box.
No, it's not. It's not a bathroom, dude. I swear to God.
We're recording inside the bathroom.
We're standing in a shower stall.
The shower stall.
With one mic. We don't even need 2. It's just one mic.
So technically, if we can make that into a podcast studio, make it semi-permanent, get some furniture there, put the mics permanently there. I also don't have, guys, I don't know if you know this, I have to break down set and set up set every time we do this.
Yes.
And I have it down to a routine. It's like 15, 20 minutes. But still, I have to break down this entire set, break up the set.
You have to put it away.
It is kind of annoying. So theoretically, if we have like something more permanent, that would be good. And in theory, if we have guests, because your mom's salon is in Flushing, they could just come whenever and we could do that thing, right?
Yeah.
In person. Technically, that would kind of work. So guys, DM Ben. Make sure he goes to that room, checks what it's like. We can deal with the fact that it has no windows. That's fine.
It has windows.
That's actually kind of worse.
Oh yeah, it's a sound.
For sound, but we can deal with the roofing thing. We can make it work. We'll give your mom whatever money we make as rent. It'll be fine.
Oh shit, you're right.
It's win-win. We gotta give her something. I didn't say
right.
this, but
I didn't think about that.
I didn't say this, but I think we should just give her some money.
You're right.
We should just give her whatever little bit of money that you guys help us make.
Speaking of little about him, right?
Yes.
My dad, what's it? He constantly, I can't talk about him with the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
Because I kind of alluded with you before.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
I need to stop.
Are we not recording?
We're not recording, but.
Oh my God!
But it's okay. We're recording on this. Is your thing red?
Yeah. Holy shit. Dude, I was going to be so upset.
Hold on a sec, guys. You might see a weird transition in sound quality while I press record here. Okay. Now we're recording on the regular thing. So if for some reason the sound is a little bit different for the first 7 minutes of this episode,
yeah,
it's because it was recorded onto this thing.
Thank God we're using
the backup mics.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Okay, so now that you have better sound quality, and for those of you that were wondering why for the first 6-7 minutes it was such weird quality, now you know because we just realized it.
Yeah. Holy crap. You know what's funny? Whenever you say like, hold on 1 second, and you just look at me, I already know we were recording. I know that look now. It's like it's kind of like telepathic at this point.
Your red light is on?
It's on. It's on. Trust me. I would tell you right away.
Okay. So now for the first time ever, I have to take the audio from our backup wireless mics and splice that in with the audio from the regular thing. But you know what? That's cool.
You know what? I'm just glad that
we have this.
The backup actually did its job for once.
For once.
Holy crap. That's clutch.
That's clutch.
I'm not gonna lie. That was clutch. That's like, we just got another play. We're still in it. There's time on the clock. We're still here.
If it does not record, we have to take the bad audio and just reread that whole script. For the first 6 minutes, we have to just dub our own mouths.
What would suck about it is because it was such a good build-up about what you're explaining about our new future plans, our new future studio. I'm actually really excited about it. That's the truth. I'm really, really excited about it because...
Why are you excited? You have to do all the work.
No, you don't get it. Because I don't have to wake up that early anymore.
And, oh my God, I just realized, even if we give your mom some of our money, you save money on Uber.
Holy shit, you're right.
You save money on Uber. How much is that? How much is each Uber to my house?
So we do what, like two trips per month?
No, three.
Three?
We could do 2, but you fuck up and always show up like not correctly.
Okay.
So 3 to 4 trips per month.
Yeah, because we also have to do the bonus content stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to do just for our promos.
Yes.
So
how much do you pay per Uber ride? Just
it ranges from like 12 to 15.
We'll just say $15.
Let's just say 50 because of tip and stuff.
You'll save $50 to $60 per month in Ubers.
I think more.
And you can actually...
I think it's more than a 75 maybe.
Because you walk home.
Oh yeah, I do now.
You walk home, so I'm saying it's one way.
I would say when it gets colder.
Before it was double.
Yes.
Oh. And you can get in some steps, burn some fat, because it's walking distance from your house to your mom's salon.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited, and it's not 3x3. I swear, it's not 3x3.
It's a fucking bathroom.
No, it's
I bet you guys it's a bathroom.
I would say it's.
I bet you this room doesn't even exist anymore. Your mom's already rented it out for storage.
No. I told her, I was like, hey mom, like I need to check out the space. Is it possible I can? She's like, yeah, because she brought it up too a long time ago.
She's the one that told you about it. You told me about a long time ago.
Yeah,
and in the
long time.
In the past, I was like, it's too much hassle for me to go over there.
Yeah, the parking situation. I remember you saying that. I think I could get you free parking too.
Oh, it's funny. I can just park in my wife's workplace.
Oh,
because that's like a block down.
That is only a block down.
It's past hours.
Oh, so it's cool, and there's always parking there.
Yeah,
is it legal?
Technically, they let my wife park
because they know it's her.
She works there. They've seen her car. So as long as I drive her car there, even if they see it late at night, they'll be like, "Oh, this is one of our employees' cars. It's fine."
Who the fuck stole? Oh shit! Whoop! You're gonna have to
beep out her name.
Hey, look who stole Lingjie's wife's fucking car.
Yeah,
and he's always here at a certain time. He's only here for like a couple hours.
So that should be easier, right? Because there are a bunch of week nights when you don't work. So in theory, that's better for you.
It's so much better. I'll have so much more energy.
And a lot of the times you don't show in the morning because you're having morning issues.
Yeah, that's the rough part. Sometimes I'm like, my head is pounding.
Yeah.
And then like I'll just wake up in time and it's already too late. And now I'm like, oh, my head just hurts now. And now Lingjie's pissed. I'm like, oh, fuck this day. I'm like, this piece of sucks ass already. and then I try to take a nap, and I just feel like shit the whole
Okay,
time.
so good, guys. In case you're worried about we're dismantling the podcast, apparently we're going to put more money into it because we have to buy furniture too. We have to paint.
We're finding furniture.
We need to find a furniture sponsor, guys. If you know any of these like companies that sponsor, we'll take whatever furniture. We'll podcast on top of a standing desk if we have to. Just give us the free furniture.
You won't mind. Like I like to just, what do you call that shit? Is this just being homeless? But like
I know what you mean.
yeah, like you just walk and you see like a nice coffee table or like just a nice piece of furniture. You're like, I need to take this.
You know what's the funniest thing? We should just furnish that studio, assuming that we do it.
Just for free shit.
Just for stuff that we find on the street.
I'm gonna go on Craigslist and just look up the free section.
Yeah,
there's a lot of free shit
stuff
there.
Yeah. In
It's just
theory,
coat
we
hangers.
need one table
Uh-huh.
and two-seater sofas.
Yes.
Or like 4 chairs. Basically, enough space to hold 4 people if we need it.
Especially if we have extra guests.
If we
two
need it.
guests. That's like the most. We never had a 3 person guest.
Yeah,
right?
we need 4 seats and a coffee table. And that's pretty much all we need.
So Lingjie just means a mop bucket and 2 stools.
Yo, those chairs don't even have to be like the same brand. They could be of different heights, of different like colors, material. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like just like a milk carton, and you have like a beach chair.
5-gallon bucket upside
Yeah,
down.
and my mom's gonna be like, "Why is there garbage in this fucking room?" I thought you guys were doing a podcast.
We'll just take your mom's salon chairs and just push it over.
Actually, I was thinking about doing that.
That'll be the funniest thing.
I was thinking because they're really comfortable.
They are.
They're really comfortable, and there's 2 that she doesn't use. I was already thinking about that.
We'll just call it Asian barbershop talk.
I'll get the old perm machines on,
Yes,
and
yes.
we're not even doing anything with it. We just sit in
I'll
it.
curl up my hair with those things. Those rubber cylinder things.
Yeah. You want to put the what do you call it? The bib for the hair?
Yeah.
I'll use that and shit.
All right, guys, stay tuned. If you guys watch us on YouTube or Spotify, if the studio suddenly changes, then you'll know we did it. I'll probably put up some kind of content on social media in case we do anything like that.
People are gonna think like, oh, these guys are making it. It's like, no.
No.
I'm literally using my mom.
Yeah.
Like it's like living in my mom's basement, but for a podcast.
And we can give her whatever little bit of money that we make from these ads and from sponsors.
She'll be happy.
Yeah.
She'll
it's
be
fine.
happy about it. But yeah, that's a good point, man.
All right, guys, I think we wasted enough time talking about that. This episode, we're going to be talking about different ethnicities and what they're famous for in America. I'm not going to piss off people, or I'm not going to intentionally piss off
I was
people.
gonna say, bro, this was a little dicey.
My goal is to not piss off people. Just remember, all these things, some of them are statistically true.
Statistically true.
Just remember, my heart is in the right place. It's not racism if your heart was in the right place.
I'm gonna use that statistically. You're a bitch. I'm gonna start using that, bro.
We have to break up because statistically the sex is not good.
Oh my god.
Do you see this frequency curve? It's down.
Oh shit. Oh, this bell curve, bro.
This bell curve is not good.
Oh,
Okay.
You're gonna do. Lingjie said he's gonna do most of the lifting.
Basically, we're talking about like businesses or careers that some Asian American immigrants are famous for in this country, right?
Statistically.
Some of that, it has to do with a lot of chain immigration. Some of that has to do with family businesses that are passed on. Because the reason why a lot of people move to this country and they enter, let's say, the same career as their aunts, their uncles, or other people of the same ethnicity is simply because a family will give you a hand up, right?
Yeah.
If I'm in the furniture business and you migrate to this country and you're looking for a job, I'm most likely gonna like hire you because you're family
to
work my family business. And maybe after a while, when you've learned enough about the furniture business, you'll go out there, open your own thing, right?
Yeah.
I think with that mindset in place, it only makes logical sense to have high percentage of the same people from the same country migrating over have like very similar jobs.
Yes.
Right? Once again, my heart is in the right place.
That's another good way. Instead of statistics, I'm gonna say high percentage wise.
High percentage. Okay, so it's harder for immigrants to find random jobs sometimes if they're not coming in here with a certain set skill. So it's just easier to enter a family business. Okay, it's true.
Yes.
I'm being very careful. Okay, so when I give an ethnicity and attach a business that they're well known for in America, it's not of anything bad. I think that's enough disclosures, disclaimers, right?
Yeah. So you only said it 5 times.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, let's start off with Korean people. Ben, Korean people in America, this, why do you, okay, let's just name the business. I'm not sure if you wrote down notes for each ethnicity,
I
but
did.
This is all the people that's gonna cancel us. So let's start with our own cultures. Okay,
Let's do that. Yeah, that's the safe bet to go to.
how about we go with the? I'll talk about Korean people and you talk about Chinese people, and then I'll fact check you on that.
So let's do it.
Okay, Korean people in my mind always have a few set of businesses that they own, and
Yes.
at least some of this just might be New York City specific because I haven't lived in the entire U.S. right, so I don't know if like in North Dakota this is true for Koreans,
Whatever doesn't get you canceled, sure.
right? But it seems like a lot of the dry cleaning businesses here in New York
Son
City,
of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
the dry cleaning
How dare
businesses
you?
are predominantly owned by either Jewish or Korean people.
Son of a bitch. How'd you know?
Is this true?
Your Honor? Yes.
I think the one that's close to me is Korean owned. And I think the
Yeah.
two that I've randomly used in the past, because I don't use the dry cleaners that much,
Uh-huh.
but the two that I've randomly used are also Korean owned.
The one I go to.
Are they
It's
Korean
a Korean
owned?
Ajima. Yeah.
And there's a
It's a
difference.
Korean family too.
There's a difference between a laundromat that does like maybe dry cleaning services as opposed to
Right.
like a dedicated dry cleaning service.
Which are very rare now.
Yeah,
It's very hard to find.
it's less and less rare because I guess it's not that many people doing dry cleaning.
Also
Business
for
is
people
worse?
that don't know about dry cleaning, it's a really hard fucking job. People don't realize how, when they call sweatshops,
Yeah.
a dry cleaner is just as hot. Because it's just fucking the steam machine and they don't use AC.
I thought some of them don't do the actual dry cleaning on premises. Like they'll send it out to a larger facility and they'll come back and do somebody
China.
else.
The Koreans
No.
are sending it to China.
Because maybe I'm thinking of more industrial office
yeah, I
places,
know. Yeah, no.
hotels that send out for the dry cleaning. Maybe I'm thinking of
Yeah,
that.
those they have to bring it to like
A big factory.
where their dry cleaners look like the size of a car and shit.
Restaurants do that too, right? Where they'll take their
the linens, tablecloths, yeah,
and all that goes down.
A lot of the chef gear, they have to get that too.
So do most Korean places do like each individual dry cleaning piece on site?
So what you're talking about is more like industrial as opposed to. I'm thinking about the ones like the mom and pops.
Yeah.
Where you go in, it's like, oh, can I get this dress shirt, pressed or something like that, or hemmed? If you do a little tear and you need it like sewn and shit.
Yeah.
I think about that kind of thing. But we're talking about two different things, guys. You're thinking about the big industrial where they just do like hotels and restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, like the linens for all the hotel workers
Right.
or something like that. Like that does get dry cleaned. And I don't just
Yes,
mean
they do.
you outsource for washing because that's like a different thing too.
Imagine you go to a restaurant, it's just like a dude in the back just like fucking like mashing it with his hand. He's just fucking stepping on it
Honestly,
with his feet.
I still don't know to this day exactly what is dry cleaning. Is it, as its name implies, a dry wash?
Uh-huh.
Or is it, I actually don't know. I should probably have looked this up. I looked up more facts,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't actually look up what the fuck dry cleaning actually was.
So, damn, is it because I'm Korean? It's like in my blood. Like
You just
I
know
think I
this?
know. Yeah,
You think
I
you know this?
I just inherently know this shit. But like when you dry clean some things, it's like when you get it back, it just feels nice and more crisp.
Yeah, it does.
They put some stuff on it, like starch or whatever, to make sure like the clothing has like body to it too.
But that's after it's cleaned. I mean, like, what is the actual cleaning?
Well, I mean, they obviously wash it. Some things like they have to hand wash it, I believe, right? Because of the material. And then from there, it's like, can they use heat on it? Can they steam it?
Mhm.
There's certain things like that, or like get rid of certain stains. I'm sure they have better tools or tools of the trade that they won't show the public. But I guess that's kind of the main thing.
So
I'm trying
I've
to
got a
think.
couple
What's up?
stats here, and this is New York City
Oh.
specific, okay?
Oh, here we go.
So in the
Racist
1970s, guys, this is like where you actually can get semi-educated on this, okay? In the 1970s, a large number of Korean people migrated to New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
Okay.
Back then, they had an issue getting some of their basic needs like produce and groceries. And a lot of the, not a lot, but one of the few places that they could go to without dealing with too much racism because they were different at the time was going to a Jewish-owned produce store, like a grocery store. So it actually
Okay.
happened that back then, a lot of their produce shopping, their grocery shopping was done at a Jewish place.
I mean, the deli is synonymous with the Jewish community. So yeah,
right. So
that
there
makes
was
sense.
kind of like a relationship or a trusting built amongst those two communities, right?
That makes
so
sense.
eventually, after a couple years, couple decades, when these Korean immigrants got enough money saved up, and the Asian mentality is always to like start your own business, make your own money, right?
Right.
Because they had so much built up trust with the Jewish community, and at that time, a lot of the dry cleaners were mainly operated by Jewish people themselves. They saw that as a profitable, safe place to invest in. So they actually bought and were open a lot of things because of this weird dynamic that they had with the community with those two communities.
Okay. So it's kind of like turf wars.
It's not like turf wars. It's like, I trust you guys because you helped us during our tough transition times. I see that these same people that helped us are doing something
Similar.
something similar, something profitable. So they actually bought a lot of the business from them, or just
Got
opened
you.
their own dry cleaning because they saw that the Jewish community here in these cities were doing the same thing as well.
I see what you mean. It's kind of like, it also depends on what kind of business you do that does affect the perception of the other communities.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure. So that's what you mean.
You know what's the tough thing too? I think, like you said, there's less and less straight dry cleaners out there.
Right.
Maybe that's in part to do with there actually being less dry cleaning opportunities, like less customers that want dry cleaning.
That's absolutely true.
But maybe the other thing, and this is probably true with a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about today, is just that a younger generation doesn't want to deal with the dry cleaner.
Yeah. What's it? That also, there are some people that became a lot more, I guess, resourceful in terms of like trying to do their own thing. Like, you know how people now, they could cut their own hair? It's like that. And then now people are trying to learn how to hem some things.
Yeah.
But also fast fashion is kind of like the new thing where you buy something and you just trash it right after.
Oh, like you don't really keep it for the next season.
Right. So back then, like, you know, not only were dry cleaners more prevalent, but we also had like shoe repair shops, you know, because back then you wanted to invest, you know, money into a good pair of shoes. And they'll last you maybe a lifetime.
So speaking about the shoe thing, I have a couple other Korean businesses that I had in my head
Uh-huh.
that I didn't do real research on, but I thought they were funny. Let me know if this is true or not.
Okay.
It feels like Korean people love opening orthopedic footwear stores.
That I noticed.
Take a second to think about it. And I don't mean like a Foot Locker or like a mini shoe village or something like that, right? I mean specifically orthopedic
Son of a bitch. You son of a
footwear.
bitch, Lingjie.
I think there's one or two orthopedic footwear places.
I can already give you two at the top of my head. That's why.
And they're both Korean, right?
It's literally called Kim's Orthopedics.
Yo,
It's on Northern Boulevard.
there's
A
no,
free plug.
there's nothing more Korean than it's good. The fact that it's called Kim's Orthopedic, not Kim's Convenience.
Not exactly.
Kim's
Exactly. There probably is a
Orthopedic.
Kim's Convenience.
Oh, why? That is such a very niche specific thing.
Koreans like walking, bro.
Yeah, all humans like walking too.
Koreans love because they got to hike. Koreans love hiking, maybe. I don't know if that's the reason why.
Those aren't hiking shoes though.
I know. I'm just pulling straws, bro. I have no idea. I
But you
didn't
have
even
noticed
think about
that, right?
I never even thought of it about that until you mentioned it.
And if you really take a second to think about it, it's true.
It's so true. Because now I'm like, because I told you, I can literally think of two. One near my mom's business and
Yeah.
one near my house. And I think there's a third one.
And
I was
it's not like
that's right.
it's not like they sell Nike sneakers or flip flops.
Oh.
They specifically just sell orthopedic shoes.
There's a lot of those brands. Like you walk in, they have the whole wall rack.
Yeah, it's like a Foot Locker, but with just orthopedic shoes.
Yeah, and they're expensive, some of them. I was like, what the fuck?
Do you think insurance covers some of that?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay.
Absolutely does.
Okay, that makes a
Maybe
little bit
that's
more
why.
sense. That makes a little bit more sense. So it's almost like a pharmacy before your foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, People come in before they ask what size that you are. They ask, what insurance do you have?
What's your copay for your feet? Yeah, it's something like that. I think you're right about that.
Okay, the next one, and this might hit close to home. Ben's laughing already.
I don't.
Fishing shops? Fishing bait tackle shops?
Oh my
And I don't mean like,
Oh my god.
what's that one pro bass shop?
Oh shit.
I don't mean pro bass shop.
I know what you mean, bro.
I don't mean
Bass,
pro Bass.
Bass Pro Shop.
But fishing
Oh
bait
my
stores,
god.
that's another authentically somehow Korean business to start.
Do you know the reason why it's hitting so hard to my heart is because I used to frequent the fish store as a kid.
Not the fish market.
Not the fish market.
the fishing market.
I was starving a lot of those days. So I was like, I'll get my own fish. I remember that was like, I was so excited. Koreans love fishing.
You love fishing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you have to open up stores. It's like lots of other races love specific things, but they don't open
Oh,
up
man.
stores of it, right?
Dude, I remember I used to have
It's
my...
like Viet people love karaoke, but do you see them opening up a karaoke stop? No,
Yo,
right?
imagine,
No.
that's all they have. Like, just a wall full of mics and shit. Like, which model microphone do you want, bro?
What did they drink? Hennessy?
Yeah, bro. Anything dark,
Mike's and
bro.
Hennessy.
Yeah, like they just got like Remy Martins and shit. It's like buy a Remy free mic on your way out.
Yo,
that'd be
buy a
crazy.
Remy free mic.
Yo, imagine.
Oh, shit.
Dude, there was one called like First Fishing Supply. It was called First Fish. It was on Northern. It's on Northern too. And I
Was
remember
it Korean?
It was Korean owned.
See, I told you.
I used to buy my bait there. I used to just go in and look at all the fucking what's it? What do you call those things now? Oh my god, I don't even know. fucking
I've
a
never.
fishing rod. Oh my god. I couldn't figure out what a fishing rod was called.
The closest I've gone to fishing is in Pokemon.
Oh shit.
That's the only fishing I've ever done in my life.
Dude, I remember like we used to try to go fishing all the time. I remember all the times waking up early to go fishing and not catching shit.
I've gone crabbing more than I've gone fishing.
Crabbing is the shit because you just throw it, you don't have to do shit, and then you're gonna find the crab.
And who knew that crabs love chicken? Crabs
I
love
didn't know
chicken.
either.
It was the weirdest shit.
Yeah, just put a drumstick in that bad boy.
And the smellier the better, apparently.
Yes, yeah, they like it stinky. But holy shit, I never thought about fishing supply stores. Holy crap, Lingjie.
Ben, did you actually have anything else for Korean businesses besides this?
Besides like the delis, right? We do have delis. That's
You do
still
have
strong.
you do have a large amount of delis.
And our delis are pretty stacked. It's like because we do hot food sometimes, like, especially in the city.
Yes.
There's a lot of Korean delis.
Korean delis where there is a hot food station where they charge per pound for something.
Yeah, and it's so clean.
You
and
guys are usually
nice.
around college campuses.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And they're open super late. They're usually always open.
They also serve a lot of Chinese foods for some reason.
Yeah.
In those hot bar buffet things, you somehow serve a lot of Chinese food at your Korean deli.
There was a lot of the nights after I finish work and I have to take the train. I'll go visit one of those delis because I need something to eat. And it's like, oh, everything's been sitting for 12 hours. I'll take a pound because that's all you can eat. It's the next closest thing.
It used to be so cheap per pound because at college, I actually went to a couple of those places.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking it was affordable. In my trip to Washington, D.C. recently, we needed like a quick lunch. And next to the Children's Museum, there was a place like that.
Yeah.
And you would just get the buffet stuff. And it was like, let's say $12 per pound. And I couldn't really do math. My math wasn't mathing. I was like, I'm like, that sounds okay. Each thing that we got ended up being 20 something dollars. I was like, holy shit, I could have just gotten a real meal somewhere else.
Yeah.
It was like 80 something dollars to feed 4 people.
You could have gotten like a family meal from like McDonald's and
I
shit.
could have gone anywhere and had like a real meal because I didn't realize some things were so heavy.
They charge like $8.99 per pound. And you don't realize like, vegetables are heavy, guys.
Vegetables, because all that fucking fiber.
Fiber and absorbs all the sauce and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 heads of broccoli is like $15. It's like, what the fuck?
It's mainly sausage you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you have any other thing for Korean people or should we move on?
What's it? Hair salons, I guess one. Shout out to my mom.
Hair
That was like
salons?
a big boom of that. Or Koreans just like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Beauty supply stores.
Beauty supply stores are always there.
Koreans.
But usually, okay, I would say that's a little bit different because those beauty supply stores are usually chain beauty supply stores. So they're not necessarily first gen, second gen Korean people opening them. They're usually like chains, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like a big company owns it, like let's say a larger Korean affiliate. So think of like a Sephora brand, but just branches of those. There's less and less mom and pops.
There's a lot less than that, but then this is the thing also. So I used to work at a beauty supply store during college.
Yeah.
In Astoria. And that was owned by a Korean family, and they were successful enough to have branches, right? I also know for some reason, a lot of my friends that own it, so now a lot of these people are just really powerful hair beauty product
suppliers, wholesalers.
Yeah, so now they're just like kingpins and monopoly owners. So there's a lot of them. My cousin actually owns like a huge like chain in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, so like he's constantly working it. I remember how to work it. And they all look exactly the same. You know?
Copy paste, yeah.
Copy and paste.
When you have a good formula, copy paste.
Yeah, but Koreans like to do that. I guess the next shout out, but I think this kind of ties into like most Asian places is liquor stores.
Liquor stores, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably
Chinese people do a lot of liquor stores too.
That was an honorable mention, but I think for most part, that fishing supply one, man, that
orthopedic footwear.
Yeah, those are hitting home.
Those caught you off guard.
Those caught me off real good.
You saw the dry cleaning coming, but you didn't see the footwear.
Those two, I did not, sir.
All right, Ben, what did you write down or what did you think of for Chinese people? I'll let the Korean guy answer what traditionally Chinese people...
In front of the Chinese man.
In front of the Chinese guy. And then I'll see whether or not this makes any logical sense.
So I think for the first one, we got to just say Chinese takeout.
Chinese takeout. That's the thing that I wrote.
Yeah, it has to be... It's pretty much as American as a fucking Mustang.
So I have one stat before you continue.
Oh, thank you.
There are more Chinese restaurants in America than the combination of McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Pizza Hut, and Domino's. Together, there are more Chinese restaurants than all those chains together combined. And if you take a second to really think about it, that is kind of true. You're more likely to bump into a random Chinese takeout than you are to bump into like a McDonald's or something. Even though those fast food chains are so prominent, you're more likely to first walk past a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's crazy, isn't it?
All four? Those are big McDonald's,
Burger King, Wendy's,
Domino's,
Pizza Hut, Domino's
Pizza and
combined.
Domino's.
There are more Chinese restaurants in America than those fast food chains combined.
Dude, that's I said Starbucks, but that's crazy. I'm trying to think like what's similar to that. I'm like banks. That's all the banks in the world. That might be the only competition.
If you
for
took
them.
all the brands of banks together, maybe
Exactly.
but
That's what I'm saying.
not a single brand of
There's
a
more
bank.
takeout than banks, guys. That's
There probably is, yeah.
and I'll be honest. Like,
Because if you don't have money for the bank, you probably have money to buy a lunch special at the
Yeah.
Chinese place. It's different, all right?
and this is the great thing. It's just we grew up on that shit. This is kind of
We
like
still eat that stuff. When
Oh yeah, all the
I'm
time.
really desperate for a quick dinner or lunch or anything, I'm lucky enough to have a Chinese takeout place literally 2 blocks from my house.
Yeah.
You too, 2 blocks. Hey guys, just let me know. I just want like a quick
survey-ish.
survey-ish.
Yeah.
Do you live within 2-3 blocks of a Chinese takeout restaurant? Just in your head, think about this.
Yeah. Do you know which one?
Unless you live in Long Island somewhere or the middle of nowhere,
Long Island. Every part of that town has a Chinese takeout.
has their own Chinese takeout, but it's probably not a block or two. But proportionally, it's still close for their situation.
Yes.
But for us, because we're more dense in the city, for us it's like 2-3 blocks. For them, maybe it's like half a mile is the equivalent of that, right? Which is still very close for them.
Right. Damn, dude. Like, and they always have like you can just they're all exactly the same. Copy and
They're
paste.
all standardized.
Copy and paste. You swear to God, it's almost the same lady in the front too. There's always that one lady. She's
And
the
then
boss.
it's the old person in the back.
And yeah, that's the thing. It's an old guy that's the head chef.
Yes.
And then there's the Chinese lady in the front, and she's always the boss.
And then after 3 p.m., it's her kids. They're always there too.
Yeah.
Her kids are working the register.
Yes. She's able to answer the phone. She could do math in her head
She does.
with the tax.
yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like it's not even like we just order everything, but they could do it instantly.
Super instantly.
Yeah. And then they ask you how many sauces. Like it's so efficient, so fast.
Do you want soda? Do you want soup? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lady at the counter is also usually the one that's doing the fry station.
Yeah.
She's doing the counter, the register, and the fry station, while the other cook does mainly the wok stuff. All the way in the back.
dude.
And he usually has like 2-3 walks going at the same time if it's like a rush hour during lunch or something.
Right. You always hear the fucking spatula clanging
Click, click, click,
with the
click,
wok.
click.
You always hear in the faint background.
Yeah.
And you always hear the plastic bags ruffling.
Honestly,
You always see them.
besides Korean chicken and actually maybe like Jollibees,
Yeah.
for most of my entire life, my favorite fried chicken was just standard Chinese takeout fried chicken wings.
Yo, absolutely. They don't make it as good now, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because it's also by default double fried because it's cooked once and then later when you actually order it, they just refry it again to heat it back up. So it is by default double fried and crispy.
You know what's funny? You mentioned those specific wings. I actually just recently was like, why don't I just try to learn how to make those? Like that's how much I love those specific wings.
Yeah, that style.
I'm like, I should just learn the fucking recipe.
Because it's not even, I don't think it's that difficult because it's not like a winglet or a wingtip or like a drumlet. It's just a whole wing with all 3 parts to it.
Yeah.
So in
God
theory,
bless.
there is less prep work besides the marinade, I guess, right?
Yeah, there is a certain marinade flavor into it. I know there's, that's the thing. There is a specific flavor to it. So shout out to, Chinese takeout restaurants. Those are fucking bomb.
So one quick thing about it, at least here in New York City, most of the Chinese takeout places are owned by FJ people, Fujianese people.
Really?
Most of them are owned by them over here, which is a weird thing. I could not find out why most FJ people own all the Chinese takeout places here on the northeast coast. The only thing I think I could find was like, and I don't know if this is real or not, that some of them migrated over in the 1990s/80s, and then they worked at the restaurants, the real full Chinese restaurants in Chinatown, Manhattan, and then later on branched off. And then it became one of those things where I know this business, you came over, I teach you this business, or like I work at someone else's fast food place, and then I learned the entire business, steal the recipe, steal everything, carbon copy, copy paste everywhere else.
Yeah,
that tends to be that kind of thing. And then also a lot of FJ people are the ones that are willing to move, let's say, to Charleston, South Dakota, and open up the
got you.
The one singular Chinese takeout place in that town because they see an opportunity where this town is missing a Chinese takeout place.
That is
so they
absolutely
learn
true.
it and do it.
I remember just going like upstate near like Hudson Valley and stuff. It's like the cutest, white person town, I guess you could call it, right? But then there's just that Chinese takeout
They
spot.
still have the Chinese takeout spot.
I'm like, and
Amy's Panda Garden.
Yeah.
That was like some shit. It's all the
happy smile, and you look at it, it's like, you know the menu by heart.
What names do they come up with? What words are always in Chinese things? There's pandas, gardens, dragons,
Dragon,
fortune,
happy,
happy,
family, Buddha,
lucky.
smile.
What else is there? That's always in it. That's pretty much everything, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty much all of them.
Fortune,
yeah,
great wall. There's always some kind of great wall. There's always a great wall.
there's always a great wall.
great wall of something.
I think I know at least like 3 Great Wall Chinese takeout
Yeah,
places.
right? I was
Right?
like-
They're all the same name.
I think there is a great wall in between us.
In between-
Actually, there is
Yeah.
a great wall. I think
There
you're
probably
right.
is.
There's a Panda King.
There is.
The Panda King is a great name.
One side note,
Yeah.
most of the Windsor people which is me, most of the Windsor Chinese people here in New York, they own all the Chinese supermarkets.
That was my next one I'll mention actually.
But
Chinese
that might be a
super-
very regional thing here in New York.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know if that's happening in Florida or California or anywhere.
So that's the thing about Chinese super. I'm like, H Mart is owned by like a business, right?
A business, yeah. It's not franchise either.
Yeah, but yo, you guys like we're like, yo, fuck, you want us to open a supermarket?
yeah.
And now this is the thing. We joked about it before, but here specifically in Flushing, they pop up and they go down very fast. A lot.
No, I think they've
You
in
think a lot of
recent
them
years
last?
they've stayed up. Yeah, in recent years they stayed up.
Because I see sometimes in Main Street, I remember 3 that were opened before COVID, and now they're gone.
Maybe that's a COVID thing.
Maybe it could be a COVID.
Yeah,
So I was like, this some,
money laundering.
some money laundering, some gangster shit that's going on.
I almost guarantee you, given the size of a supermarket and how much cash flows in and out,
right.
that it is a perfect vehicle. Once again, legal. Excuse me, I had to burp.
Yep.
Legal disclaimer. I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying,
Not financial advice.
as a theory, I feel as if a cash-heavy business like a Chinese supermarket at that scale
In that area especially.
creates an environment for money laundering.
Because this is the thing. Some of those smaller supermarkets, I walk in, I'm like, fuck this. I just turn out and leave because I'm like, that shit's expired. That's not a fish. I'm pretty sure that's from Central Park. I don't know where you got that from. And, but it's bustling. It's fucking bustling. So I'm like, okay, some things, the math ain't mathing.
No,
But-
the math is mathing because there's lots of Chinese people, lots of Chinese mouths, 3 meals a day. That's a lot of groceries to be bought. And we traditionally cook a good percentage of our meals. So we would probably visit the grocery store more often than we visit like a restaurant per week.
That makes sense.
I'm going to the grocery store like 2-3 times a week usually.
Yeah, I catch myself doing that a lot too.
Yeah, so I think there is just a need for that. And sometimes these supermarkets take over like a previous American chain,
Uh-huh.
and you'll still see half the customers are like the local white people because now they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm going to go here. They may not like everything. They may not like all the smells, but now they're like, oh, I can buy apples per piece, not by the pound, which was a ripoff.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Some of those vegetables and fruits and stuff are a lot cheaper, and I think a lot of Western people catch on to that fact. So I know a lot of Western people will do their vegetable produce shopping at a Chinese place, and then maybe they'll like outsource their dry goods and like their butcher shops to like a different place.
Can I ask you something? Like, do you think this is, I noticed, but I could just be, but like,
Racist?
maybe, but like Asian fusion restaurants. I feel like a lot of it's like Chinese zone. Like Chinese people like doing like, to open a restaurant, it's like, yeah, we'll serve you beef and broccoli and sushi.
Chinese people love opening all different types of restaurants. I was joking with
Right?
Mike last time. Most of the Viet restaurants in New York are owned by Cantonese people.
It is, right? That's
Yeah,
the thing too.
it is. We just like taking something, copy pasting it. One of my favorite new Viet places, which is not amazing, right by your house, Pho Tang on Northern Boulevard.
Uh-huh.
Nice Cantonese lady.
For real?
Yeah.
Pho Tang?
Pho Tang, right by you.
Yeah, holy shit.
I like going there because I think it's a good bargain price.
Oh, dude, it's fucking delicious there.
Yeah.
And they're fast.
And they're super fast.
Fast.
And they're Chinese owned.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
That's the thing. We love opening other people's cuisines. Although the one thing that we don't open as much is Korean restaurants, straight Korean
you're
restaurants.
right.
We open like a lot of Japanese places, sushi places.
Yeah.
A lot of them are,
a lot of Asian food. Yeah, sushi spots. Yes.
especially the mid to lower end sushi places, are
Yeah.
owned by Chinese people.
a lot of all you can eats too.
Almost every single all you can eat
Yeah.
sushi restaurant is owned by a Chinese person.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah,
I
not a
was like,
Japanese guy,
No,
not a Japanese person.
Yeah, the only thing we have in Vietnam is like Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's like it's Chinese run, bro.
It's all Chinese run. Okay, which ethnicity do we want to piss off next? Here we go.
All right, Lingjie,
Here
you
we go.
pick. You're the ring leader.
All right, Ben. Vietnamese people.
Vietnamese
People.
people.
What are they famous for in America?
fish sauce?
Yes, that is very true. By the way, guys, fish sauce is like the umami blast. So if you haven't put it on random recipes, try it. Especially like in a marinade. That's a weird side note. No, it's true though.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't realize how much my mom uses fish sauce.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
had
great
no
umami
idea.
blast in things. All right, Ben, what are Vietnamese people famous for in America besides fish sauce?
I thank you for pointing out nail salon.
In terms of businesses, nail salons.
Oh, thank God. I was like, did I fuck up already?
No, that's good. I've got some stats here. 51% of all nail technicians in the United States
Vietnamese.
are Vietnamese.
51%.
And in the state of California, that number is 80%.
What?
So in all of America, more than half are from Vietnam. And then
Damn.
California, it's 80%. So if you're getting your nails did,
Yeah. Thank Vietnam.
do you want to actually learn some history about why this is?
I was going to say the Vietnam War, they came over and they're like, we're getting dirty from being in the tunnels and shit.
So that's partially true. So
Shit, for real?
So the Vietnam War obviously pushed a lot of migrants here to the country, right?
Yeah.
And a good chunk of them settled in California instead. That's why like there's not that big of a population here on the East Coast, but more so on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
And this is the fun fact of the day. Do you know that movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock?
No, I do not. But
you know of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And you can picture the lady from that movie, right?
Okay, yeah.
She's in like that dark green dress kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So that lady is she's called Tippi Hedren? How'd you pronounce this? Hedren. Hedren.
Hedren.
Hedren?
Hedren, I think. Hedren, yeah.
Sorry, Tippi, if I'm mispronouncing your name, if you're still alive.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah, right?
So anyways, she visited a refugee camp in California 40 years ago, and she wanted to
Holy
do
shit.
something good to provide for the women refugees over there. So what she did was she was the first person to teach 20 refugees the art of manicures and pedicures. And she actually recruited people that taught beauty salon stuff to go to those camps and teach women about that. So then when they graduated that school, she eventually helped them get jobs at different beauty salons, technician places across California.
Oh, so she's
She's pretty much the reason why so many nail salons are owned by Viet people.
she's like the Johnny Appleseed of like fucking.
That is actually, in a weird way.
That's a good analogy.
In a weird way, she threw all these Viet people everywhere.
Fucking she threw nail clippers everywhere. She planted fucking like cuticle cream everywhere in the ground. Fucking like
she went across California throwing all these women
she
everywhere.
had that rice patty hat on. She's just going around like fucking.
So she actually taught them enough that they went to school, and then she helped them find jobs in standard American nail places. And then after that, when they learned enough, they went out there and opened their own businesses. And that is actually, according to the internet and what little research I did,
Statistically proven.
that is the core reason why right now in America so many of them are. Isn't that kind of crazy?
That is.
The random lady from the Birds movie was, I guess, sweet enough, kind of, to actually do something nice for these people.
She kind of saved like her whole country after that, and gave like another future.
So she once said, "I love these women so much that I wanted something good to happen to them after losing literally everything."
Oh, you know what's interesting? So, I'm just gonna say her name. Do you remember Sophia? I think she was our only Vietnamese friend within our circle. Do you remember her? Friends with the tiny one.
No, but go.
But I remember one time, I went to go see my father to visit his friend, and he has like a sign shop. And
Yeah, the
I
sign
think that's
shop.
a Korean thing too,
No,
right?
that's a Chinese thing.
Oh, it's a Chinese thing?
Yeah.
All right, we can add that to your list. So, and I just remember she lived right on top. And I remember her dad, right? Just fucking jacked Vietnamese dude.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember my dad and him like knew each other. I was like, what the fuck? This is so random.
So random. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I saw her. I was like, no, this is my dad. I said, oh, this is my dad. But my dad was like talking about like the Vietnam War. I was like, yeah, I know he's Vietnamese. It's like, they're living good, man. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, after, they kicked their ass, like America felt really bad. And so, America gave him a lot of like reparations. He's like, you're right. Am I right? And then,
He's like,
my
yeah.
dad's like smiling. He's like, yeah, absolutely. We got to take care. I was like, damn. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like my dad knows that kind of shit, but that's the only time I know about like Vietnamese people.
That's the only little bit of history that you learned?
That's the only little history I
okay,
learned
so
from there.
assuming that I'm correct, now you learned a little bit of why they're all owned by Viet people, all the nail salons.
That's actually a nice like storybooks.
That's a very wholesome story,
That
right?
is actually.
Because I guess each generation then taught their cousins, their friends, or other people that came later the same business.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you have enough, like a support structure, right? Like, so if you were to open your own business in that community,
Yeah.
you can then ask other people for help. Like, where can I wholesale this stuff at a good price, right? Like,
Right.
what prices do you charge? What do you do when this happens? Because you have a whole support structure of people in your community that
that's
have
pretty
done the
cool.
same thing, right?
And it should be successful. And
Yeah.
it's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're so good at it. Have you ever gotten your nails did?
I get pedicures actually. Why? Whoa.
Yo.
Whoa.
Yo, I look
Why-
at your feet. I haven't seen them recently, but your toes are disgusting. So I pity the person that has to work on
Oh yeah.
all 10 of your toes.
Yeah. So that's why, like, so I'll get like pedicures. I'll try to get like feet massages, foot massages. I said feet massages, but
You get one single foot.
one toe actually.
It's like today we'll
Just-
take the right toe. The right foot big toe today.
So yeah, like I tip a lot. Like
Yo, you better, I was just going to say,
I tip not even 30, it's like 40, 50%.
you better tip a lot.
And like I like to get like the good treatment and shit. Oh man. It's a game changer, guys.
Okay. Cambodians. What are
Oh.
Cambodians known for?
I don't think I did the Cambodians. I
This is
apologize,
mainly
guys.
in California. People in California are screaming at the radio, your
TV screen.
I don't think they're watching. It's
I know.
Your phone, earpiece, headphones.
Your
you're screaming
smart,
at.
your AirPods.
Most of the donut shops in California are owned by
Oh,
Cambodian people.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's actually that show on Netflix, The Donut King. If you watch it, it's like a documentary about this person that I'm going to talk about, Ted Ngoy,
Huh?
where
10
Ngoy.
NGOY?
Ngoy.
Ngoy?
We're going to go with Ngoy.
Ngoy?
And I'm sorry if you're listening, okay?
Oh man, yeah. He's called the Donut King?
He's called the Donut King because he's the first one that started all this. And then
Uh-huh.
same situation. Told family about it. They extended, franchise opportunities and also just teaching them to open their own businesses. Same exact thing too. That's why most of the donut shops
Yeah.
are actually owned by Cambodian people in
Oh,
California.
that's so interesting.
You want to know one fun fact before I get to the history? You know how like a lot of donut boxes are pink?
Yes.
It actually comes back to this
This guy started that?
because
That's wild.
in the beginning for the first couple I guess businesses that opened, they all wanted to like save costs, right? So back then they found that white boxes were actually really expensive. So they just got whatever color was cheapest.
Whatever's like leftover and shit.
Whatever was
probably.
the cheapest from the
That's so Asian.
from the
I love it.
wholesalers. Like give
I
me
love
whatever
it.
fucking color is the cheapest.
Pink.
And it turns out pink boxes were the cheapest. And now they've become like a symbol of donuts.
Right. Yeah.
When you get
Or
a box
pastry,
of donuts, even from Dunkin' Donuts, they use a lot of pinks in their boxes.
When you see pink, you're like, this is gonna be fire. You think it's gonna be fucking
And you know it's going to be
amazing.
like a pastry box, like a donut box.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like small things come to that? Okay, so in
Yeah.
the late 1970s, thousands of Cambodian refugees arrived in Southern California to escape a genocide. And this guy named Ted in the 1980s realized that donut shops were really popular in Southern California, and that only one would be a sustainable way of making a living. Basically, same exact thing, right? Looking for a business that's safe and sustainable, not looking to like start Google or like something crazy that's gonna pop
Right.
off, right?
Right.
It's not all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
what will make me a middle income amount of money so I can live forever.
Yeah.
So he actually trained in another donut place and then later opened up his own thing. And the last fact is donuts are very similar to a traditional Cambodian namkong, namkang or namkong.
Yo,
Sorry.
You're getting really close, bro. Numb nuts? What? What?
Namkong.
did you say? Numb what?
If we have any Cambodian listeners, I'm really sorry. It's
we do want to know how it's
it's
pronounced.
NUMKONG, so namkong,
Numkong.
which is a
Namkong.
ring of fried fluffy dough that's fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside, which essentially kind of sounds like a donut.
right, like an Asian donut.
So I guess that's very similar to something that they had over there. So he started that program,
Uh-huh.
and then he himself later offered loans and trainings to other Cambodian refugees to start their own business.
Oh.
And that's the reason why so many donut shops, especially out there, are owned by Cambodian people. And there's a couple of them sprinkled around the rest of the US. Like I know in Texas, that's the case also. Nevada,
Uh-huh.
that's also the case. But that's Southwest America.
I was gonna say I'm trying to think of some. I'm not a big donut connoisseur, but I feel like a lot of the donuts here are either white owned or just like kind of like a chain. They're delicious here. Our donuts are fire, but You know, like we don't have the Cambodians. I would love to try Cambodian Num Kong.
All right. On to offending my next ethnicity.
Oh shit. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
you know that one from the from I was gonna mention the Hawaiians,
Yeah.
but what's that one company? You know what I'm talking about? They have a pink box and they have that. It's like that dough. It's like a dough, but there's like a cream filling. What do you call those things again?
Masalada? Masada?
Mas-
Masalada. Marsupials.
It reminded me of the pink box.
That's
and all
a
that.
Portuguese donut. Masaladas?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Masalas.
Mama empanadas.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Okay, Ben.
All right, who's the next one?
50% of Dunkin' Donuts are owned by
Oh shit. I was gonna think about them. I was thinking about them.
stats or stats.
That's what, statistically,
Statistically,
when you go visit your next Dunkin' Donuts.
on the American national level, around 50% of Dunkin' Donuts are owned by South Asian people.
Specifically.
Indians, Bangladeshi, even
Yes.
Pakistani people tend to own
Yes.
more of all the Dunkin' Donuts franchises. I would say, as like, without any actual numbers, it also feels like, once again, this is from the right place. And statistically, this feels like it. Gas stations, Subways, the franchise,
Oh, you beat me to it. Thank you. Okay,
and
okay.
7-Elevens feel like they're also owned by South Asian people.
Yes.
Is this true or not?
Sir, it's not even 50%. It is 95%.
So I guess you can kind of say like America doesn't run on Dunkin', they run on
Bangladesh.
yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah.
It's South
Yeah.
South Asian people are the ones like keeping you fueled in the mornings all the time.
Yeah, that is so true. There's been it's been like a strong wave, I would say, in the past 20 years too.
Yeah.
Especially it's crazy. Every Subway you go, that's why I'm like 50% no way. Yo,
No. 50% of the Dunkin' Donuts.
okay.
I don't have stats for the other chains.
I was trying to look for that for Subway because Subway, I'm like, it's like a solid 85%.
It feels like it.
And this is the crazy thing. When you go into a Dunkin' or Subways,
Yeah,
you know they're all like friends and family.
they are.
Like the way they work, I'm like, that's actually kind of cool. Like,
That is kind of cool.
like they're all like, yo, we're just, hey, Sanjeet, can you fucking make the, Say, nah, I don't
It says
wanna.
50% nationwide, which I get it.
Yeah.
In New York, 99.9% of the Dunkin' Donuts are owned by South Asian people. 99.9.
It's a monopoly, bro.
I've never gone to a single Dunkin' Donuts where I was not served. Actually, you know what?
Right?
Maybe I was served by a non-South Asian person because they're just an employee, right?
Yeah, like a fucking college student.
You're right. But it's all been owned. The people
Yes.
pointing and yelling at that college student is South Asian.
There's always that one really like soft-spoken Indian lady,
Yeah.
that's like doing the coffee. It's like, you want cream? I was like, yes, please. Uh-huh. Like they're always there. I think it's getting to a point where like, yeah, gas stations. I keep thinking about mobile gas station now. I feel like I see them a lot there.
Yeah. Maybe
But
too.
why specifically those
I
those?
have no idea.
That was the thing I was wondering.
have no
why
idea.
those franchises?
It's like the donut thing, right? If Ted liked sandwiches, he would have learned about sandwiches and told all his friends about it, right?
Yeah.
He just happened to like donuts or see an opportunity there, and it just spread. Same thing with the nail salons. If Tippy taught them cooking, right? Or something,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
send them to culinary school. Who the
Yeah.
hell knows? Maybe all the VIA people would own like some kind of restaurant chain. It all starts from like one small random thing
Yeah.
that just explodes into another thing. So once again, they own a Dunkin' Donuts. Their family owns it. They
Yeah.
maybe hire new people that come over. They learn the business, and then maybe later they go start their own franchise.
I guess.
Like in some ways, and I don't mean this in like a bad way.
Uh-huh.
Certain businesses are easier to start because they're low skill businesses. So like
Right.
for instance,
Like
like
capital too.
capital, I don't know about. That probably
Okay.
that might actually require like a lot of money, but the skill set itself
It's quick too.
is quick to learn. It's something that you can easily learn and you can do it right away. It's not something that you necessarily have to go to 2-3 years of school to learn and then start a business.
Yeah.
Because as a person coming here, you want to make money fast.
Right.
So like a gas station thing, maybe like a 7-Eleven, maybe a Dunkin' Donuts, maybe like
mostly food related stuff.
Yeah.
I would say.
it's much easier to learn that business and start working and making money right away.
Right.
And it's safe. Like everyone needs gas for their car.
Everyone needs coffee.
Everyone needs gas for themselves in the form of coffee.
You want that donut with your coffee.
Yo, so South Asian people are just giving us fuel, period.
they are really.
Yeah, they
we're
really are.
running on it.
They're just fueling your entire day.
I was gonna say another thing I noticed they do a lot of, right, is perfumes and fucking like just fabrics, like textiles. That I noticed that, right?
Where though?
Jackson Heights, I would say for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
You go to
That's
Jackson
true.
Heights.
Yeah.
If you go into like is it the fashion district? A lot of them are owned by like, you see them with like just fucking. It's like tall ceilings and it's just fucking rows of fucking like bedazzled fabrics.
And you would
shit.
go there as like, you could buy them wholesale, but you could also buy like small pieces at a time too.
Yeah, but like the fragrance store, you go in, it's like they have the fucking incest, and then they have all these fucking
But
packages.
it's incense.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
You
Whoops.
always mix those two very different words up together.
They're almost the same anyway.
they,
right?
they always sound the same. Okay, so that's enough of pissing them off. One final group, unless you want to do something else after this, is what are Filipino people notorious for in America? And I have stats to actually back it up afterwards.
Okay. You could do this one.
You could do this
You
one.
know, why am I doing this?
You have more Filipino friends than I do.
All right, yo, shout out to the Pinoys and Pinais. You guys love being fucking nurses,
Yo.
and you guys love being in the post office.
By the way, my wife is a nurse too, so and she's not Filipino, but I'm just trying to say, see,
Our medical
the same
field.
camp.
All right.
Okay, so the Philippines used to be a U.S. colony. I'm sure you knew this, and if you don't,
I actually yes.
did you really know this?
Yes, they it was a couple of countries, but yes,
Okay,
US
so in
as
the
well.
19th century, the late 19th century, they were a U.S. colony, and back then, even in 1898, that's 1898, the U.S. implemented American nursing programs in the Philippines.
Oh, I didn't know that. Look
Yeah.
at that.
So even dating back to 120 years ago, there were American nursing programs in the Philippines, which was a colony of the U.S. back then.
Fucking destiny.
So it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So then in 1948, 2 years after the Philippines gained independence, the U.S. created a exchange visitor program with the now independent country of the Philippines, in which people could come from the Philippines to America to work for 2 years. Many Filipino people who had already been trained in American-style nursing obviously used this visa program to come to America and do what, Ben?
Save lives.
Yeah, save lives.
Just literally save America.
Become
After
nurses.
the Indians are helping us caffeinated, the nurses give us the proper medication to make sure we're okay.
Or if we're over-caffeinated,
Yes, they sedate us.
they sedate us.
They will sedate us. And then we'll do some mahjong.
It makes sense that because they were already trained historically in American-style nursing, which I guess makes sense. Maybe medical practices
That's pretty
are
cool. I like that.
different around the world. So
Right.
because they already
Western
knew
medicine, let's
Western
say.
medicine style
Right.
nursing, they came over here and do that. So the Philippines continues to be the leading exporter of professional nurses to the U.S.
Export. That's crazy.
Exporter.
That's such a skill to say we lead in exporting fucking medicine,
And medicine.
like saving lives.
About 1/3 of all foreign-born nurses in America, so that's foreign-born nurses
Overseas,
in America,
yeah, overseas.
are Filipino.
Wow. And it's true. I have friends that are gonna be. I know their kids are gonna grow up to be fucking. They're gonna be nurses, and it doesn't matter, nurses or doctors. And
Medical field for sure.
yeah, like you go over to their house, they're playing mahjong, doing karaoke. You can literally ask all the fucking titos and ates, right, and the kuyas.
Yeah.
They're all gonna be like, nurse. I'm nurse.
All right, guys, on to ranting and raving. This is the part of the podcast where Ben and I like to rave about something good or rant about something shitty. Ben, you wrote down something weird here. 5 something cups. No, it wasn't that one. It was
Five Guys.
you wrote 5 Guys peanuts.
Yes. Yeah. Five Guys is
5
peanuts.
Guys peanuts and extra fries.
Yeah.
I kind of can see where this is going. Go
yeah,
for
it's just what's it? So Five Guys, what they're known for, dude?
it. Cheeseburgers
Cheeseburgers,
and free peanuts.
free peanuts, and also they had a thing where every time you ordered fries, they used to purposely stuff that fucking shit up, right?
So they don't put it in the container and then into the bag. They put the container in the bag and then they just dump fries into the bag itself.
So I don't know if it's just that Five Guys, or I don't know if that guy's just fucking hating my guts. But I remember they don't do the free peanuts anymore, and they don't give the fries anymore like that. They actually measure the exact amount in the cup now.
And this was just one time that you got it. And it
This
was like
one
that.
time, I'm thinking about going back, but also because it was over $20 for that meal.
Yo,
with all
Five
the
Guys
stuff.
is expensive.
It was. So you got to get all the fucking condiments and the toppings.
Yeah, because it's included. So you might as well just eat everything you can.
Yeah, I got a double cheeseburger, I believe. It was a double cheeseburger with small fries.
Yeah.
And that shit was over $20.
Yo, people say Shake Shack is expensive, which is true. But if you really think about it, everything is expensive in terms of like those fast casual restaurants.
Right.
They're not fast food anymore. They're like fast casual.
It's
so
so fast.
it's just like higher tier.
Right.
And by higher tier, I just mean you're paying more money.
So I've been trying to do this thing where the good thing about, working in the city is there's so many options for food.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do this thing where I'm like, okay, let's see what I can do with $15.
And it's actually, I'm like, Dad, this does not go as far as it used to.
Yeah,
back
it doesn't.
then.
It doesn't. It's
I'm
hard.
like, most of the time, I'm like, I can't get a soda with this. But also, to the side tangent, 7th Street Burger.
Yeah.
I had it fresh recently.
Fresh is always the best.
Dude, I think it is my favorite fucking smash burger. Like,
It's also good value.
it's such a good value. I was thinking about you because I was like, damn, we got to eat the shit more. I think it's better than Shake Shack for me now.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
That's a hot take.
It's, dude, it was so good. I think the sauce is even better than Shake Shack.
That is.
Next time, dude, if I'm around, I'll bring it for the guys and stuff.
But it's not as good when it's cold.
Oh, man.
You
That's
gotta
the
get
thing.
it hot. You gotta get it hot.
Shake Shack hot compared to 7th Street, I think it's just miles apart.
Shake Shack lukewarm is still pretty good. That's the one
That
weird
is
thing. Like
true.
Shake Shack not burning hot is still really, really good.
Even the
not all
fries.
burgers are like that.
Even the fries.
Yeah, the crinkle cut fries.
Yeah.
it's weird. They must do something. Okay,
Well, yep, that was my take.
what the
about you,
fuck
dude?
do I have on my thing?
What you got, bro?
Okay, is this a hot take or is this not a hot take? Or is it just weird?
What's up?
So I'm using more facial skin products now, right?
Go ahead.
So
Five Guys.
when so at the end when I'm doing like my lotion at the end, and sometimes I always put too much lotion on my hand and then I put it into my face.
Okay, yeah.
It's too heavy with the lotion.
Okay.
So I find my hands are still very greasy. And instead of just washing that,
you
I
go
use
down
that.
there?
No, I use. My wife's like, why is
Oh,
it taking you 10 minutes to put on lotion? I thought you were just putting on sunscreen.
It's like, why do we run out of lotion so much now? This shit's expensive.
So instead of just washing the lotion away,
Yeah.
I use that facial lotion as hair gel. Hold on a sec.
Wait.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Think about it. It's not the craziest thing.
It's not. That's why I paused myself there.
It doesn't hold your hair like a real hair gel or like hair holding product would.
But it still is.
It gets it to the shape that it's at.
Yeah.
And there is no drawbacks of putting body lotion in your hair.
There isn't actually.
I was thinking about, I'm like, technically if I sweat, the lotion will just
melt back onto your
my face.
from your forehead.
Yeah, and then I'll just have more lotion throughout the day.
It's just coating your face.
You see these white stains on my like on
it's
my
just,
forehead.
like it's just crusting, like a film of white crust.
All right, guys, we are at the outro. This is a slightly longer episode. Ben, I had a good time. Did you learn some fun facts?
I learned a lot actually. The nursing thing, that was really, really cool.
Yeah, the nursing thing, the nail
donut
salon
guy.
thing,
The
the
donut
donut
guy.
guy.
That was
See,
cool.
And if I'm wrong about any of those things, I'm so sorry.
Imagine none of it was real.
The Korean dry cleaning thing
That was my mom and dad probably told me.
from the Jewish people, that's
Yeah.
always good. Oh, okay, so there is a lot of people. I mean, there is a lot of reasons why specific ethnicities in America do certain things. But
Yeah.
once again, I think it all comes down to the point that we're looking for honest, middle income paying jobs that we can put in like the work and make some money.
That's good for the community and it actually brings the community closer if you really think
and
about it.
the great thing is like we love helping the same people just get their foot through the door. Like the first time they're in this country, get
Right.
a leg up because they need help.
And that American dream, it is still, plausible.
Yeah.
It's still doable, guys.
All right, guys, follow us on all social medias at Worst Asian Pod. Instagram, you can reach out to us there. Once again, if you guys can do me and Ben a quick favor, leave us a 5-star review.
Please.
If you've done that already, God bless your soul. You guys are the best.
Mhm.
If you want to be one of those best people, you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. A
Mhm.
written review on Apple does a lot more. Like I said, I know it's weird to write something nice, so just tell me your favorite Pokemon. Tell me your favorite character. Let me know.
Can they just put a period with the 5 stars and that's it?
I think there's a minimum number of characters,
Ah.
so you have to at least write like a couple characters.
Imagine they
but-
just wrote high period.
Yo, that's fine.
There you go.
Just write whatever you want.
There you
That
go.
helps a lot. So if you have a minute, just pause, do it. Do it next time if you remember. If you're driving right now, tell your Google or your Alexa or your Siri to like set a reminder. Don't say the words. Don't trigger their phones.
Oh,
But just tell those AI products to leave you a note so you do it later.
I was gonna say, or use ChatGPT to write make you write a review.
No, that's way too much work. Just leave
Is it? All right.
just
fuck
tell
it.
me your favorite Pokemon 5-star review, okay? All right, guys. We'll be back next week unless Ben doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Maybe in the new studio, but probably not.
Oh yeah.
That's going to
Stay
take some
tuned.
time. That's going to take some time. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys.